Welcome everyone into the Cuse.com pregame show, getting you ready for a top 5 women's lacrosse matchup. Jaron May in the Newhouse studios, joined by Samantha Croston. And Samantha, when we look at both of these two teams, top 5, both of them, however, they've had 2 very different paths to get to tonight.
And Notre Dame put the gas pedal all the way down. They go on a 7-0 scoring run and head into the halftime break up 11-8. Look at that face from Jamie Triboli. It tells you it all. But then in the third, Syracuse tries to climb back into it. A nice doorstep feed and doorstep finish from Chase Scanlon. The Orange within 4, the Orange within 3. Stephen Rafis, that's why he's on the Touraton Award watch list. The senior goaltender put on a clinic over the weekend against Robert Morris, tallying 49 saves in the first game, 35 saves in the second. And if you do your math correctly, Corey, I know that's difficult sometimes.
For you.
That's an average, 42 saves. I did have to use my calculator. 42 saves per game.
So Emma Ward steps up for Syracuse. 2 names that you also need to know. The Megan Show, one with an H, one without one. It's Megan Tyrell and Megan Carney. They have also stepped up in a big way. They have the same stats. This is kind of crazy, Samantha. 10 goals and 6 assists for both of them through the first 3 games.
Syracuse and Pittsburgh at Heinz Field, those aren't real fans. Those are cardboard cutouts. But if they were real fans, they'd be screaming for this play. Kenny Pickett hooks up with Jordan Addison for a 27-yard touchdown. 3-7 Pitt at that point. But then watch this. Tommy DeVito gets sacked. Story of his life. 7 sacks in that game. He heads off with a lower leg injury. That brings in backup quarterback Rex Culpepper, who was diagnosed with testicular cancer in 2018. He beat it, he gets back on the field, and he throws an absolute dime to Taj Harris. 69-yard touchdown, and at the halftime break, it was Pittsburgh 14, Syracuse 10. We'll start with number 23, Michigan, and number 13, Indiana. The Wolverines are coming off a home loss to a bad Michigan State team and are now favored by 4 points on the road to a top 15 Hoosiers team. Not completely sure what Vegas sees here, so give me $15 on Indiana at +4. But hey, it's March. The Orange love to keep their fans on their heels. And speaking of heels, the Tar Heels of North Carolina, that was a good one, took a trip to Central New York on Monday night. Then Sierra Cockrell bobs, weaves, finishes. She might be the most underrated player in the ACC. Syracuse has a comfortable lead, but they want to keep that foot on the gas pedal. A beautiful find by Emma Ward to who else? Megan Carney again. Oh my! 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 total points for the Texan. Welcome back to On the Bench. I'm Jaron May. Syracuse Track and Field wrapped up its 2021 conference campaign this past weekend down in Clemson at the ACC Indoor Championships. It was a difficult time for the overall teams, but some individual shine for the Orange.
Welcome into the Cuse.com post-game show as Syracuse takes down Notre Dame 18-14. That's the first loss for the Fighting Irish since May 21st, 2019. It has been basically 2 seasons if you count last year, but hey, Syracuse grabs a big victory, number 2 over number 4, and we're here to break it all down. Cardiac Cuse is alive and well in Syracuse's matchup with Notre Dame on Saturday. The Orange were once down by 20, yet they pulled off a 75-67 victory over the Fighting Irish to keep their tournament hopes alive. Now, how do you come back from such a large deficit? The equation is actually pretty simple. It's a harassing press plus great defense times Buddy Buckets. Last season, Katie Sowers became the first female to ever coach in the Super Bowl. This season, there will be 2, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 2 female coaches on their payroll. Maral Javdifar, the assistant strength and conditioning coach, and Lori Locust, the assistant defensive line coach. Both coaches see Sunday's matchup as an opportunity to be role models for future women. Currently, women only hold 30% of NFL front office jobs, and football operations is even less. But with Javdifar and Locust on the sidelines for the biggest game of the season with Super Bowl 55, those numbers could be on the rise. Reporting from Tampa Bay, Florida, Jaron May, Citrus TV. 43. That's how old that guy, Tom Brady, is. He's in his 21st season in the league and going to his 10th Super Bowl. Now, in that Super Bowl, he's facing the Kansas City Chiefs. And on the opposing sideline, he has some former teammates and coaches. It's no surprise Tom Brady has quite a few friends on the opposing sideline come this Sunday. He's been in 18 18% of the Super Bowls ever. Reporting from Tampa Bay, Florida, the site of Super Bowl 55, Jaron May, Citrus TV. Gerard controls top of the key, a fake standing clap from the speakers here inside the dome. Griffin, right side, spin move, loses the ball, and that's a turnover already. Northeastern gets it as Tyson Walker, the leading scorer, knifes into the alley, almost loses it, instead kicks it out. Strong left wing three is off right, and Dolezaj grabs the board for Syracuse. Crosses over the timeline for Gerard, gives it up right side for Griffin. Now Buddy Boeheim in the right corner, drives the right baseline, step back, fade away, is good. Nothing but net, in the first 2 points of the game go to Buddy Boeheim. 2-0 Syracuse, 45 seconds in.
There's nothing Stuka could do there.
Strong controls left side. Syracuse sets up in its 2-3 zone. Northeastern working from right to left. Boygman in on the right elbow. Boeheim almost gets the steal. Dump down pass inside, and it's rejected. Quincy Guerrier gets a hand on Shaq Walters' dunk attempt, and it goes down the other way. A minute gone by, Syracuse leading 2-0. Boeheim jab step into the paint. Layup is up, almost good, but no, the tip rebound goes to Northeastern and Shaq Walters. Walters, top of the key, outside the three-point arc. Northeastern working a 4 out, 1 in, as Boygman in is that 1 in. Now he steps out outside the three-point arc, goes over to Walker, thinks about a 3, instead gives it up to Stuka. Back out. Walker, couple jab steps, 7 on the shot clock, into the paint, and a travel called. Tyson Walker called for it, the first turnover for the Huskies.
Well, there we go. Northeastern looked lost on that trip against the 2-3 zone. Talking to associate head coach Chris Markwood before the game, he said, we're going to park someone on the ACC logo. We just don't know who yet. They had a few bodies in there.
Greggy Boygman in most of the time. Now Boeheim tees one up, too strong, back rim, and Strong grabs the rebound. Up to Walker, guarded by Quincy Guerrier. Skip past left corner 3, and that's an air ball, but Strong cleans up the boards and puts it right back in for 2. Offensive board. And now it's a 2-2 game, 2 minutes gone by. Jason Strong averaging just over 13 points per game this season, the second leading scorer, and a travel called against Marek Dolezaj. So another turnover for Syracuse.
Well, Dolezaj, as soon as he caught the ball in the high post, there was pressure, and that's what Northeastern has to do. If they're going to be out-talented by Syracuse, then they have to out-hustle Syracuse, and Dolezaj is not used to that kind of pressure in his grill so early.
A turnover by Dolezaj, and Northeastern gets it back, working from right to left in their red uniforms. Boygman on the elbow, gives it off to Walker straight away. Now Walters drives the baseline. Some collapsing defense. Kick out Strong in the corner. Now Stuka. Ball movement for the Huskies. Stuka comes up with it, left wing 3. He connects.
Now Northeastern just has to stay patient, Jaron. They whip it around the arc, waiting to outpace the 2-3 zone, and they finally did.
Coleman Stuka ties his season average with just 1 shot as the Huskies lead 5-2, 3 minutes gone by. Griffin around the screen gets it, pull-up jumper from the elbow is no good, a little too strong. And Strong comes down with the board for Northeastern. Down the other way, working from right to left. Walker thinks about a 3, instead gives it off to Boygman. Near side for Walters, right over to Walker. Walker, deep 3 on the way. It's nothing but nets. Tyson Walker with a deep 3, and it's an 8-2 lead for the Huskies. Boeheim, left wing, gets poked away, and it flies out of bounds, last touched by the Huskies. Coleman Stuka got his hand in there, so it'll be inbounded on the far sideline by Buddy Boeheim as Syracuse works from left to right. 16:30 on the game clock, 15 on the shot clock. Joe Girard, guarded by Walker, gives it off to Quincy Guerrier. Drives down the alley, forces one up, and is fouled as he does. Jason Strong with a foul. No, ref was actually going to say it is out of bounds. So no foul against Strong, but Syracuse remains with possession. 10 seconds on the shot clock, so the Orange will have to go quick, inbounding underneath the basket.
Well, you have to like the defensive tenacity from Northeastern so far.
Boeheim triggers it in to Guerrier, and it's tipped right out of bounds immediately again as Stuka gets his hands in there. Now 8 on the shot clock. Inbound on the sideline. Girard gets it, thinks about a 3, kick out. Dolezaj left alone straight away, and it's short. Board being fought for, and it flies out of bounds.
Griffin wasn't able to track it down, so Northeastern gets the ball back. 8-2, 16-13 to go in the first half. The Huskies with it as Walker crosses over the timeline with a taped-up left shoulder. Into Boygvidin, and a kickball by Marek Dolezaj. 22 on the shot clock still.
Oh, Tyson Walker was working on that shoulder all offseason, kind of hindered his development in his freshman year. You wouldn't think it just by looking at the stats, but he was actually slowed down in the process of earning all CAA freshman honors.
Also a preseason CAA second team this season, and a CAA Player of the Week this past week. A 3 is off the mark from Walters, and Buddy Boeheim grabs the board quickly down the other way for Syracuse. Joe Girard, left wing 3, connects. Joe Girard steps into it and cuts that deficit down. 8-5, Huskies lead, 15:30 to go in the first.
Oh, Joe Girard picking up where he left off with that great BC game.
Walker swings it over to Strong in the corner now for Walters. Strong, a couple too many steps on top of the ACC logo, and that's a travel. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it as well. Northeastern leading Syracuse 8-5 with 15:30 to go in the first. You're listening to Syracuse men's basketball on the original home of the Orange, WAER.
No, Noah, I don't see Robert Braswell making it into the quote-unquote death lineup like you talked about. Listen, Robert Braz was fine today. He contributed 5 rebounds and he knocked down a triple, but he's not the go-to guy. Alan Griffin is the go-to guy. Griffin just had an off day tonight. So when you think about the death lineup like you're talking about in the future, it's really going to be the starting 5. You just take out Joe Girard and add Kadari Richmond.
Jaron, you were there, so you experienced it firsthand. What got into Buddy Boeheim in the second half?
Yeah, Buddy Boeheim was fantastic, and the thing that switched from the first half to the second half was his confidence. He talked about it in the post-game press conference. When he knocked down that first triple in the second half, he knew it was over because his confidence skyrocketed. He started knocking down triples. And here's the thing with Buddy that really impressed me today. He was not only a three-point shooter. He was getting to the basket. He was hitting and ones. He was flexing in guys' face that were twice his size. That's not Buddy Boeheim on a normal day. Today, he was taking over a career-high 29 points.
Jaron, Notre Dame's offense was unstoppable in the first half, and early in the second half, what kind of impact did the Syracuse press make in slowing down this Irish attack?
Yeah, the press was the complete catalyst in the second half. When you think about why Notre Dame was so successful in the first half, was because they were pushing the ball, they were pushing the pace, they were getting out in transition, getting buckets out on the break. But then in the second half, Boeheim and company implement the full court press, and with that, it slows the entire pace of the game down. Notre Dame couldn't get past the press, and when they couldn't score any of their half-court sets. When you talk about MVPs of this game, it's Buddy Boeheim number 1, but a close second was that full-court press.
Another face-off win goes to Jacob Fopp. The Orange working from left to right, setting up their offense on the right side of our broadcast booth as Chase Scanlon controls 20 yards from cage, left alley. Second line midfield jogs on. Who's not really playing like a second line for Syracuse so far today. A couple goals from them, all thanks to Lucas Quinn. Rafis comes near goal line extended. An underhand shot finds the upper right 90. That was filthy from Stephen Rafis. It's 11-8, 11 minutes to go in the third.
Oh, I could be misreading the scouting report. Isn't he supposed to be the passer?
He's supposed to be the quarterback of the offense,
gosh.
And he's turning into a running back. He wants all the touchdowns.
Unbelievable play by Stephen Rafis, and for that sends a cold chill down the spine of Lars Tiffany and any other future opponent for Syracuse watching at home, saying, okay, we have to worry about Dordovic, we have to worry about Trimboli, we have to worry about Lucas Quinn, and now Stephen Rafis is showing off his moves.
Rafis scoring, distributing, doing everything that he needs to do to help his team out. 2 goals, 2 assists today. And hey, as much as that goal was nifty and nice, he's actually now tied in 15th for career assists with 83 for Syracuse. Another win for the Orange at the Face-Off X as Jacob Fopp is dominating there, 14-8 in favor of the Orange. Score 11-8 in favor of Syracuse.
And Fopp has been using his hips so well just to create space for himself and almost smother it without smothering it.
Gets another one as Syracuse sets up its offense. 50 on the shot clock, 10:35 on the game clock. Orange by 3. Brendan Curry standing in the right end zone, comes far side. Now gives it off to Tucker Dordovic. 4 goals for him against Army. His shot attempt hits the right post, flies out of bounds, and Syracuse is right there as Owen Hiltz scoops up a ball and gets it right back in. A fresh 80 on the shot clock for the Orange. Rafis has the hot hand, gets the screen, tiptoes the crease, goes far side now. A pass near side, goal line extended for Owen Siebold. Brendan Curry, and his pass attempt across the middle is intercepted. Ball being fought for, and a great spin move from Quinton Matsui to avoid the defense. Quickly down the other way, Virginia goes. A shot attempt is off the foot of Drake Porter again. And Syracuse could have a fast break, but the Orange want to slow it down. Owen Hilt says, hey, let's calm it down. We got the lead. Brendan Curry, one-on-one, puts it top shelf. An absolute missile from Brendan Curry finds the back of the net. It's 12-8. Syracuse just under 10 minutes to go in the third.
Slow it down. Jaron, what are you talking about? Syracuse wants to add to the tally. It's raining goals in the Dome right now. There is no stopping Syracuse. If you're Alex Rode, you got to shrug your shoulders and tip your cap. That went above his helmet, below the crossbar. There's what, 3, 4, 5 inches maybe to spare there, if that. Brendan Curry with essential accuracy there.
Like you said, Rhodes 6'1". He's not a short guy.
No.
He's a pretty big body in net. And Curry just finds the tiny sliver right above Rhodes' head to get that score up to now a 4-goal lead for the Orange. And Brad, we've already been down this road. Syracuse got a lot of momentum to start this game. The Cavaliers got right back into it, and now a delayed penalty is going to go against Virginia. So Syracuse to try to look for a good possession, but either way, it's a delayed penalty. They will have a man-up opportunity at the next dead ball.
Great chance for Syracuse to tighten the chokehold here. If you're Virginia, you got to roll your eyes at this. 15-8 at the face-off X. Usually P.D. LaSala is elite in the middle, but Jacob Fopp is a force to be reckoned with today.
Owen Siebold, far goal line extended. Syracuse working from left to right, up by 4, 9 minutes to go in the third. Gives it off to Rafis, who has 2 goals and 2 assists today. Thinking about a behind-the-back pass, but he'll think better of that. Now Owen Hilt's doorstep, and a huge save by Alex Rode. A beautiful find by Rafis, but Hilt isn't able to corral it, and now ball being hacked as a couple bodies fly, still being fought for, and Syracuse finally controls it. It's going to be an interference called. That'll kill the play, and now we can finally figure out what that delayed penalty is against Virginia.
All the laundry today has gone against the Cavs.
Let's check out the call.
2, 1, hold, 30 seconds.
So that is going to be a hold against Virginia's Gavin Tighe, just a sophomore out of Pennsylvania. He'll head to the penalty box. And Syracuse to have a man-up opportunity, 30 seconds. And this is exactly what Lars Tiffany doesn't want his team to do, because he, again, has talked so much about how great this man-up offense is for Syracuse. Rafis, near side, Tucker Dordovic, sidewinder, finds Twine! My goodness! Tucker Dordovic! It's 13-8 Syracuse, 8:22 to go in the third.